late. We arrive exactly when we mean to be, right? There's already 30 people here, guys. So sorry to keep you.
Wow. Hi, everybody.
It's not our fault that we're late. It's actually it's men's fault that we're late.
Yeah, it's not my fault, right? There you go. Guys, welcome into Comic Book Women. We have a very awesome panel tonight. We got Lucy, Mama Comics, Sarah, SheGeek78, and our lovely newest addition, Cynthia, Lady_International, has been joining us, and we are just so excited to have you on board. So thank you guys here. Did you guys hear that?
Yes.
Yeah,
I heard some rumbles.
Internet. That shook my whole house. That's insane. All right. So before we get started, Lucy, anything you want to talk about?
Yeah, real quick, I want to say thank you to Quinky, round of applause. And Nimesh, thank you. Happy Valentine's. Thank you, guys. Thank you. What's up to everybody on the chat? Welcome. Let me see. Just want to say hi to you guys. Thank you.
I feel like I'm in the Twister movie outside. It's like boom.
Really?
Really loud.
I was like in one of those. Well, not like in one of those, but like many years ago, I lived like probably about 20 minutes outside of Madison, and we had a Category 5 tornado come through.
I've been in a 4. Not fun.
Oh my gosh.
I was like 13 years old. So I'm terrified. I get like super high anxiety around any type of storm.
Yes.
I freak out.
Oh my gosh. Oh, real quick, Eric, thank you. I'm wearing the shirt he sent me.
Oh,
thank you, Eric.
Number 5 is The Finger of God.
Yes.
Twister, the movie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I love that movie. I would like to experience one. Just because of the movie?
No,
I promise you. No.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. Okay.
Yeah. I want to experience a tornado and a volcano and maybe a hurricane. That'd be fun.
No. Just a tornado.
All right. Okay. Tonight, guys, again, there's over 40 of you here. Thank you guys for joining us. We are going to be covering Cassie Lang. Anybody that has been paying attention knows that this movie comes out on the 17th. I am so incredibly excited about this character. Let's go down the line really quickly. What was your first exposure, Sarah?
Yeah. My first exposure was actually the movies, kind of like following her from the, little girl to, teenager. And now I think she's like a young adult. So
the first movie, she was 8, correct?
Yes,
she was little. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then
she's supposed to be what?
She's got to be at least like, I want to say like, well, because she was 15, I think, in Endgame. So 17,
18.
Yeah,
I think she's supposed to be 18 according to Gunn. Like this is like her adult debut.
Cool. And I also have some information on the movies. She's been played, like I said, 3 times by 3 different actresses. And I guess the reason why they didn't pick the one actress from Endgame was...
I heard that. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. Continue.
If there's a tornado, Laura, you go into the bathroom unless you have... you don't have a basement because you live...
Arizona, there's no basements out here.
No basements. You go in the bathroom. No, not near windows.
Go near a window, lay next to the glass. Got it. Continue.
Right. Now you've got all your tornado preparedness. But so she is actually played by Kathryn Newton. If you don't know her, she was in Big Little Lies, Freaky, Detective Pikachu, and that's why people are kind of speculating that she is going to be continuing Cassie through the movies because she's a little bit more prominent than the other one that played Cassie. So
good.
I'm excited.
Good.
Yeah, I'm excited too. 100%. Wow. Cynthia, what about you? What's your exposure to Cassie?
She's still relatively new character for me. I've seen her in movies and the television shows, but that's about it. I haven't read a lot of her content, unfortunately. So yeah, I've just barely touched base on her. So I'm still learning Cassie.
Hey, that's what this show is about. All different levels come in, and that's like, honest to God, I learned most of my comic book knowledge is from like doing these shows and like learning from the girls and the chat. So it's all good.
Yes, I know that's what I was telling Cynthia. I'm like, a lot of this stuff, like, I mean, I'm new still to, I feel like I'm still new to comic book, like compared to probably everybody on the chat. And a lot like this, I'm like, I feel weird, Cynthia. Like when I'm like, oh, you want to join us? I'm like, it's about this. I don't know shit about this, but you're gonna learn.
I'm like, whew, I'm not alone.
Welcome to Comic Book Women. We don't know shit about this.
That's
our tagline.
Our only expert is obviously Jen. We learn from Jen, right?
That's true.
Jen is our expert, and but like obviously we're learning. We want to know more, and that's why we're doing these characters, because we want to know more than just the movies. And again, like, the same. I didn't even know. Like, obviously, she had to be part of the comic books, but I didn't know she was a whole young Avenger thing, and I didn't know she was a big big deal on the comics till recently. So we still read Apollo, we still read comics, and I've been and doing this, it makes us read more and get into more like the older ones with the newer stuff, so it makes us read, so we have a reason to pick the picks that we talked about, other than their first appearance and stuff like that. But it's awesome. See, Latasha is
sorry, my house is like going to
Yeah.
come down. If you guys can hear that, it's getting crazy here. All right, moving on. So, guys, if you are new to Comic Book Women, we like to start the show off in case you are new to the character or the writer or the artist that we're covering. Here's the stats. Sarah, name.
Her name is Cassie Lang, aka Stinger, Stature.
Although that's in reverse. It should be Stature, Stinger, right?
Right. Stature, Stinger, Ant Girl, Giant Girl, New Ant-Man, and Titan. That's all her names.
Damn.
Yeah.
All right, then.
Nice.
Very good. Cynthia, you're on powers.
All right, so we've got the Pym particle size reduction and size addition. So she gets small, big. Hand-to-hand combat, Stinger suit, helmet, and the biosynthetic wings and stature suit.
Nice.
Perfect.
Okay, stats: intelligence 2, fighting fighting skills maybe, or shields 3.
Skills.
Is it skills? Okay. She has a fighting skill. 3, strength 5, speed 2, durability 4. So is she a dum-dum or what? What? Do I too?
All right. Remember the
just
disclaimer
kidding.
here. This is based off of like the Marvel cards. So this was not, we didn't just make these up. These are based off of the Marvel cards. So that's where we get the stats from. And it is kind of cool though, like her ability. So from what I understand, she gets her powers are controlled by her emotions. So when she's pissed off, she grows. When she's sad, she shrinks. And how incredibly human and relatable is that?
Right.
Yeah, that's I didn't even think about that. Like, one of my picks is something about that in it, and I didn't think about that when you're feeling low, like you're alert. Yeah.
Lucy, when you're mad, you're 15 feet tall. I've seen it.
Right.
I've seen you just grow out the roof when you're mad at something.
That's how I feel. I feel my head grow.
All right, so let's kick the list off this week. We always like to start with the first appearance. So this one is only, in my opinion, it's a little undervalued, but we have the first appearance of Ant-Man, Scott Lang, and Cassie Lang. So the Astonishing Ant-Man, number 47. If you go to search it, it'll be Marvel Premiere 47. A CGC 9.8 is going for $1,200. And then on the bottom there, you have a reprint and you have the UK price. What do you think of this, Sarah?
It is kind of weird that it is, coming down in price. I don't know why it would come down. This is such a iconic, Ant-Man, and now we have Cassie coming in. And this is kind of the story of Cassie, how the reason why Scott became who he was Cassie has a heart condition. Her surgeon gets kidnapped, and that's the reason why Scott then goes in and gets the suit and becomes Ant-Man. So yeah, I don't know why this is performing so low. I would think, you know, it would be a little bit higher. I'm actually kind of interested in finding it. So
in the wild,
maybe.
Ooh.
You gotta check those. You gotta check those auctions. You gotta check those rummage sales, and you gotta check those antique malls. You never know.
If you come across this in the wild, I will seriously come on the camera on one of our shows dressed as Ant-Man. You will put me in. Do not order it from eBay. Like, I have to see where you bought this thing because I can't imagine. I've never seen this out there, and I don't. But I agree with you. I don't get why there isn't more interest here. Maybe Cynthia, do you think it's because he's not like a typical superhero? He's more like a regular person that just kind of ended up on the Avengers.
Yeah, regular person that he gets his powers from his suit and gadgets. So yeah, he's just a normal, you know, human being like the rest of us, and he's got some high-tech gear. So
but then you have Batman that like kicks his ass popularity wise. You have Iron Man that kicks his ass popularity wise, and it's the same deal. But what is it about Ant-Man that people just aren't? I don't know.
Well, maybe right now, like, you know, Paula was saying, don't worry, nobody reads Ant-Man anyway. So, like, maybe it's just, you know, but I feel like it's lower right now because his first movie, like maybe when it was his first movie came out, maybe it was higher. I don't know what was the price around that time. But maybe because it's already like the third, he's been out for so long that, you know, I don't think people are too excited to buy this right now. I don't know.
Mike's such a smart ass. He's like, ooh, I shrink. LOL. Hold on. We just got in. Yeah, you know, I don't know.
Yeah,
I think
because right? Yes.
And he's adorable.
Oh, we're all just our girl crushing.
I mean, like the movie, like the first one is like they're my favorite. Pot Red, obviously the toy, yeah, and also like Michael Pena, like he's hilarious in that movie. Like those are my favorite ones, and but who knows? I don't know. People just collectors might not be so into it.
Well, the market speaks, right? So there you go. It's on a downward trend for whatever reason, but this is the first appearance of both Ant-Man and Cassie Lang. So I don't see how you can go wrong here if you're a fan of either character. Next up, we always include the second appearance. So this only says second appearance of Scott Lang as Ant-Man, but it's also the second appearance of Cassie Lang in case the other one was a little bit too pricey. This one you can find for $2.
That is insane.
It's kind of a crazy cover.
Mm-hmm.
Lucy, you talked about this the last when we talked about Ant-Man, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah, I forget what it was about, but I mean, it's a weird.
Oh yes, I kind of remember. I did. Yes. Choose. I can't remember. No, I can't remember like what was, what I said. I think it was. I like he went and. God, I can't remember. Like I do, but I can't. But let me think about it a little bit. I can't remember.
You think about it while Sarah tells us what do you think of this?
Well, you know, it's the second appearance. You know, we've talked about like, you know, if you can't afford the first appearance, try to go for second or third. For $2, like all day.
Yeah, but again, this is not one. Chat, prove me wrong. This is not one that I see when I'm out digging around. I personally, Cynthia, what do you think? Is this an easy find in a dollar bin?
I mean, the times that I've gone out to the comic book stores, I honestly have not seen this book either. So it might be an easy find. I just don't know if if they've been combed over and they're hiding in people's personal collections somewhere, or if they're just like way far back in the back, maybe.
Right, like $2. Like if I saw this for $2, I'd be like, oh, first of all, like when you think of it, well, again, you have to watch movies or shows like this because you always go like in chronological order. You're like, oh, number 48 must not be important. But if you know what 47 is and whatever, you're like, okay, I want to continue it. Lucy, what were you thinking on this one? Do you remember?
I was looking it up to see what I said.
I don't think it's a thriller book either. Again, this is all data that we've pulled. Oh, shit. Hold on. Really quickly, before we continue with the show, shout out to our sponsors at Cover Price. All the data that you'll see here is provided by them. And shout out to our sponsors at Bird City Comics, our sponsored retailers. Continue, Lucy. A bad host. Lucy's a bad commenter. She's listening to the old show. All right, let's keep moving. Cynthia, while she's figuring that out, we think this is such a cool addition to the show because you are Lady International. So your expertise is foreign. Tell us what this is.
All right, so this here, anyone in America is going to recognize this cover as Iron Man number 227. But what this is that we're looking at right now is Iron Man number 13 from Italy, which was printed in 1990. And as a second feature in this was the Marvel premiere number 47. So this contains Cassie and Scott's first appearance.
What year did this come out?
1990 in Italy. So
nice.
With foreign books, the
times that books get printed,
right? So in the foreign world, things can either get printed shortly after, or it may take a little time before it actually gets printed in another country. So yeah, this one happened to be 11 years after the original story ran here in America.
Wow, nice. That's pretty cool. Okay. So if you can afford to buy the other first print, maybe you might be able to afford this one. Maybe.
Yes, because another cool thing about foreign books is that you can actually tend to find them a little bit cheaper. Like for instance, this book here, $8 or $10, you can get this book. However, keep in mind that international shipping is definitely going to be a little bit more than what you pay for in America. So if you do happen to find this book overseas and get it shipped to you, you could easily spend $20 to $30 just in shipping alone.
But that's still worth it, right?
Yeah, it's
still
a lot
worth it.
cheaper.
Still way cheaper than the American counterpart. So
that's awesome.
Our little international guru.
Yeah.
We love it.
Watch out, Josh.
Right? She's coming for you.
Okay, I know what it was in the other one. The other one, it was Scott Lang. I just remember, I remember, like, just the top of my head.
Okay. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me go back. This one?
This is when, Scott, he breaks into the to this guy's whatever place to rescue the doctor that is supposed to perform the surgery for his daughter Cassie, and this guy, like, he has a heart problem or something like that, and then the doctor is supposed to do surgery on this folio right here. But yeah, that's what it was. There you go.
Okay. Perfect. So this is and again, this is really interesting because you would never know this unless you're watching a show or you're like freaking Josh. Who else knows this? Like, who else knows that the first appearance is inside of this book, which is so neat. And for $8 to $10, even if you have to pay $30 in shipping, worth it, man. Super worth it. Very cool, Cynthia. And this one is something similar, right?
Yes, this is something similar. Now, as you see the cover of the one on the left hand here, now this one is from France, and this one was printed in 1980. The title of this book is Retour à Néant, which translates into Return to Void. This was put out by Artima Color, Marvel Superstar. This is the Namor album number 10. So this also contains the Marvel premiere number 47. So this will have, Cassie and Scott's first appearance in it. The cover, as you see, is the Savage Submariner number 72. So this is really cool. So with foreign books, as you see, they would kind of mash up stories. They didn't really follow any particular rule or order over that way. And you can also go off the artwork here. The artwork could vary. You see our little swamp thing there, slime thing is green on our cover, but brown and green on theirs.
Right. Yeah.
So,
like if he has mud or something. That's crazy.
right. So yeah, you can actually get some art variations from foreign collecting, color variations, because they didn't always have the rights to the artwork, so they would create bootlegs and stuff.
That's so funny.
So yeah, you get all sorts of interesting stuff. And again, this one here, without looking at the cover, if you didn't know that Marvel premiere first appearance of Scott Lang as AntMan, you wouldn't know that was in this book unless you did your research or you knew somebody. So it's pretty cool. It's really neat.
Wow.
And it's another
roughly?
8 to 10. About another $8 to $10 cover.
Wow.
Really?
That is so crazy.
And this one was only printed a year later. So this one was in 1890 versus, and the American one was 1979. So just a year later in France.
Not bad. That is pretty
No,
cool.
so relatively very close age-wise. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Wow.
We have an important question from the chat, though. Lucy, you want to put it up?
You know, I almost wore it, but for some reason, Ohio's having some crazy weather as well, and it's like 50 degrees outside, so I didn't want to sweat my butt off.
50's freezing, Cynthia.
That's cold. 50's cold.
Hey, in Ohio, you know, around this time of the year, we're used to like teens and 20s.
Yes.
So if we get the 50s in January, February, we're happy about that.
Wearing weather.
Oh my god!
You guys know what she meant. 1980. Moving on. All right, next up.
Yeah,
they
it's smart.
Lucy, this was your pick.
My bad.
I like 1780. 1780. We were riding around in carriages trying to get these books to each other.
So this one, it's kind of like this one when Casey. Wait, is it Casey? Right? Casey?
Excited.
Am I saying it right?
Yeah,
okay.
I say Cassie.
Cassie. Okay, it's Cassie. Sorry, it's Cassie. I'm saying it wrong. Cassie. She's trying to join the Young Avengers, and she's trying to tell them, like, look, I got the powers. I'm just like my daddy. I got powers. Let me in. She wants to join the Avengers, and that's when it shows first that she gets super big, and she wants to join the Young Avengers. And I'm just surprised how, I mean, the prize, you can tell, like, it's kind of a key, right? Would it consider a key, like that when it shows that she's, you know,
well,
she has
also,
some kind of
it's a key.
powers.
It's the second, and it's also the origin of Iron Lad, which if you read this series, she kind of has a crush or a love affair or whatever you would want to call it with him. So I would consider this a key, and I think it's a very undervalued key.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but that's what I was saying. I mean, I didn't see it anywhere that says it's a key, but like for the price, it's obviously something for being 21 compared to like cover price. I'm like, oh, okay, it is like some kind of key. And I was starting to read this one, and I really like it. And it's only 9. It's a short run too. It's not that long, so I like that. And I kind of like this cover. Like you can see like the younger guys, and then like the main older people, the adults in the bag.
The lame adults that they ignore throughout the entire series.
And it's, well, you know, like they formed the Young Avengers, this one, the new one, because there's a Young Avengers before them. This is like the new Young Avengers. Because the other Avengers couldn't get their shit together, so you know they're not. They need another one. And then I mean, roughly like for Common Raw, like it's $21 and 9.8, which is still really, really cheap for 62. And it's up in trend, so that's kind of cool.
But I don't see a lot of people slabbing this, right? What do you guys think?
Yeah, I would. Would. I've been actually trying to collect all the Young Adventure comics.
God, Mike.
Come on, dude. They're like, yeah, we can do it. They're showing that, yeah. That's how I see it.
Go
Dang it, now I
team.
see it different.
Go team. But yeah, I would do that. I would collect. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to collect all these Young Avenger comics because, like, I think I probably sound like a broken record, but I think this is the future of the MCU. Because, you know, like, they're not gonna
Totally.
like, you know, Chris Hemsworth is getting old. You know, they've already got.
You take that back, Sarah. He's ageless. He will
How
remain
dare
glorious forever. Forever.
I hope so, right?
I'm just kidding. Yeah, although I think he will be super hot even when he's like 80. He'll be hot.
Grandpa Thor.
Well, they do have like the old Thor. So, I mean,
No, she's right. I'm just being salty because I like Chris Hemsworth. Go ahead.
But yeah,
and his twin, right?
Yeah.
They're not twins. It's like his brother.
No,
brothers,
remember
yeah.
what he said? No. The meme that I sent you guys is Sam Sen. I sent it to you girls.
Oh,
I need to send it to you.
that guy.
Oh my god, I need to look for it so I can show everybody. So it's not so everybody knows what I'm talking about. I'll look for it and show you guys.
Yeah. Share it with the crowd, please. Share it. All right.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I agree though, Sarah. I think the Young Avengers does have a lot of potential in the MCU. There's so much to build off of and expand. And right now it's like,
let me share
that's
it.
never gonna happen. Yeah, it will.
Let me share it real quick so you guys can see. Don't look at my messages, guys. This one says this guy. He's like, a bunch of girls told me, look, I look like Chris Hemsworth. Haha, do you agree? And then he shared it. Says, this guy thought he tricked us all by posting himself twice.
Lucy.
It's so funny. But I mean, obviously, you know, even Chris took it as a joke, like, you know.
It's so like, funny. I don't see it.
No, this is even it's a joke. Like, come on, you think you can trick us?
I think
it's the same picture. Yeah, it's funny.
That's good stuff.
Let's see. He's 39.
Is he really? God, I'm gonna be 39 this year, Chad.
See.
Don't feel bad
obviously they're gonna say that. What's it? Big book is the second app of 7 besides being case.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Get Josh on here
Under
too.
value.
He can be a comic book
He ain't no woman.
That's
unless I don't know.
We got Cynthia. That's even better.
Right?
Yes.
All right. Next up. Now, disclaimer here. Before we do these shows, I go, hey, girls, send me your pick of what you want to have on the show. And there was like a battle over this book. It was like, I want this book. No, I want this book. No, I want this book. I'm like, only one.
She's being so dramatic.
It can only be one.
I had to like really lay down the law, Lucy. I had to be like, you guys know, only one can have this pick. And it went to Sarah.
Dang, Sarah's under the bus, Sarah.
Yeah, like,
dang.
That's right. I fought.
Where'd Sarah go? Okay.
Won.
She fought and she won.
I won. Yes. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'll let you win. I said you can have it. It's mine.
Even Cynthia was like, "Oh, this is the best one," but
I was like, "We have the international version of this one."
That's
so
cool.
she's like, "Suck it! I got the."
You all three of you wanted this book, but go ahead, Sarah. You win.
I won. I actually own this book.
Okay, gosh, I guess you win since you owned it.
Yeah, I own it.
Yeah, Josh.
Cut it in half.
Girl fight. So this is Young Avengers number 6. This is the first appearance of Cassie as Stature. They're all sad because Iron Lad, obviously, if you don't know Iron Lad, he is Nathaniel Richardson, aka King. So he finds out kind of what his future is, and he's like, you know what, I have to start looking for some superpowered people. So that's how the Young Avengers are starting to get formed.
Sorry.
So Stature, the character Statue was created by Alan Heinberg. He actually helped relaunch Wonder Woman with Lucy's favorite artists, Terry and Rachel Dotson, and also Jim Chung, who also did Young Avengers and Avengers The Children's Crusade. So yeah, and then that whole like romance with Cassie and Iron Lad, and then he's freaking Kang. Like, I'm wondering if we might see that like in the movie.
Not this one, I don't feel like, right?
Maybe like, maybe in a multi-universe, like Scott sees, like them. Who knows?
We're gonna get to that because I feel, I'm not gonna say yet. I'll say it later. Cynthia, what do you think of this? This is a solid pick, as you know.
Why, thank you.
Yes,
you're welcome.
You're welcome from the entire panel. We all wanted this pick.
Yeah, this is a good one because like I said, there is an international version of this one. There's actually probably multiples. I forget which one we have. Josh could probably comment on that. But yeah, I did pick this one briefly.
There you go. You see?
Yeah. No, this is a really cool one. I love the cover of this, even though it's like kind of blue and dark and morbid kind of looking.
I think that's why I like it.
It's really it gets you in the feels when you're looking at it. Like everybody's like, oh no. Okay, so there it is, Spain. Yes,
España. There you go. Yeah, like I really like this one. First, it was before I knew what it was. I liked it because of the cover. Like I like how you were saying, Cynthia, like the dark like blue, like with the white background, but then that red helmet, like the way it kind of pops, like right there. Like
right.
I love this, and it was
draws your attention.
Yeah, just like the way they look, like some stuff went down. Something's not okay. Somebody lost their heads. So yeah, that's and then I mean for the price, $15, and hopefully you can find that maybe for cheaper. So yeah, underrated book. So yeah. Oh gosh, Lord, get out of here.
This one shocks me the most. Like, I don't understand where the price is on this. I don't get why it's on a downward trend. I don't understand the market on this. But I don't understand the market on the M&M homage either. So.
Exactly.
I guess there's a lot I don't understand about how the market performs. This one just seems like it has so much value for the storyline and for people that are really invested in this entire universe. Again, I'll leave it at that. Okay. $15 for a raw, $81 for 9.6. What would you say a 9.8 would go for? Like 150 maybe?
No, less than that. Like about 100, no?
Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. 9.6 to 100 would be I think it would be more than a $20 jump. I know. I don't understand that though, Josh. That makes no sense to me. Like unless you're not thinking like long-term holds. If you're thinking long-term, then like I don't understand that.
I mean, we have Kate Bishop already established. We have Iron Patriot somewhat. We have Wiccan. We have what's the other one?
Speed.
Cockling.
Yeah. So I mean, they're doing something, right? So
this book is the debut of Kate Bishop's new outfit too.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
another important point of this book.
Yeah.
We have American Chavez too. I mean, like, I don't know why you wouldn't be picking those books up.
So it's our personal responsibility to tell people like these are the books that you want to invest in, not this other stuff.
No, I mean, find them at the cheap, like Jen's always saying, like you can find them this maybe, hopefully on back issues or something, but who knows?
Next up, this is Lucy's pick.
Okay, I picked this one first. Should I give credit or not? I'm just gonna take all the credit.
You can give me credit if you want to.
Yeah. Now Chris Custom Slap, of course, like he's like helping me. Like I always go to him when I need help, and I was like, I don't know where to look, where to find more of this character, because obviously, like I don't think she has her own standalone comic that I know of. Like she's on all these other little comic books, like with other characters. Laura, you're muted.
Oh,
she
I
said
know.
I'm like so
I'm calling
smart
for
and
Anthony 'cause
beautiful.
I have to take a little tiny break. Ant's gonna fill in for me though.
Okay. And so it's something that she was saying earlier and she's gonna miss it. But she, so he sent me this one because he said he bought this one and he was gonna send it to me, but I think it was not in a good condition or something like that. And then I was like, oh, I'm gonna read it. So this one is 6 issues, I believe, and this one is issue 5. Each one and each cover, it's one of the Young Avengers, and they kind of tell a little story of their own. So this one's about her, Cassie. And she's feeling like, like Laura was saying, like when you get into your feelings, like, when she's feeling sad and everything, like she just shrinks. And she's feeling like that because she her stepdad during a battle, like how he's a cop, like they throughout the whole disasters happening, the bad guy falls and kind of breaks his back, lungs, and he might not walk again. So he's super hurt, and she feels horrible about it. And she's with the Young Avengers, and then like shrinking so much. Sam, can you guys hear him? So she's like shrinking, and who is in the I think since what's her name? It's her best friend.
Kate Bishop.
Kate, yeah, it's her best friend, and she's like, no, I've been trying to get her out of her funk. She just doesn't, like it doesn't listen. So it takes the kid, fudge cake. I'm so bad with names, and I just read this. What's the guy the son that it's like he's like Captain America, but like not Captain America, but Lee, I think his name is. I can't remember his name, but anyways,
That guy.
I'm not horrible. That guy. He's the one who goes and talks to her and tells her, I understand. Like sometimes, we messed up, and he kind of helps her to get out of her funk because she's shrinking so much that she's about to disappear. So it kind of helps her be like, what, we make mistakes, and we have to learn from them. But
it's a good thing she has those powers, because if I had them, they wouldn't work. It'd be like, oh, I'm sad, I'd be the same size. Oh, I'm happy, I'll be the same size.
I think it is his Ezekiel's his grandson, great grandson or grandson, I can't remember. But yeah, it was such a good read. I really liked it. I really enjoyed this. And I mean, it's $6. You can find this probably super cheap, and it shows like how on each book, like how they're feeling and more of their personal, what they're going through. So I enjoy this.
Solid pick, I think. What do you think,
Thanks.
Sarah?
Absolutely. Now, what's sad is, like, do you think the reason why it's trending down is because, it looks like we might be seeing Stinger versus Stature?
Yeah. Maybe. But I mean, if I feel, especially like for kids, because this one's gonna be, it's gonna get little girls, like, or little kids to know more about this character. So like, not for making money purposes. This whole
God, Lord of Brooklyn's like, I swear to God, I know I need to say
not for flipping this purpose, like for if you have nieces, nephews, your kids, to buy this, to get them to read comics. So I just like this, that even though they're superheroes, they have feelings and they go through their own stuff. So that's, and I really like this cover. Right? Yes, and I really enjoy this cover too, that she's shows her dad in the back, and like it was, I really recommend this. I really enjoyed reading this one.
Josh, we're getting to that. I got you in here in a second. So, okay, guys, if you are just joining, we are covering Cassie Lang. The movie comes out, Quantumania comes out on the 17th. Is that this Friday?
That's this Friday.
Lord, I won't be able to see it. I won't be able to see it. I have a football game for Adam to go to, but hopefully you guys go and see it. So I want to take a little derailment here. This is important. So we were just talking about stature. That was Lucy's pick. So in Avengers The Children's Crusade, without giving away the entire story arc, because this is a really good one. And yes, it focuses more, in my opinion, on Wiccan than anything.
Yeah.
But it's important because Cassie's able to go back in time and find Scott, and she saves him.
Mm-hmm.
But through some events involving Doctor Doom, she believes that he is dead. And so she ends up fighting Doctor Doom to her demise because he's more powerful than her. That's just the reality of it. So she ends up dying in this story arc as well. That doesn't give away the entire arc, but that's important to know.
And
So
she dies on issue 8, I think. Right?
I think you're right. Yeah.
I think it's a issue 8. Yeah.
So you see this arc that kind of encompasses their relationship in the sense that, girls, you can add to this if you want, Cassie and Scott have never really had much time together. It seems like it's always interrupted.
Right.
Always.
Yeah.
And they kind of focused that on the trailer was, and I think even Kang, kind of says it or asks Scott, what is the one thing that you need or you haven't had with your daughter is time. So I'm thinking, it's gonna be a great movie. I have a feeling it might have a dark ending, but it's the movies, it's the comics, right?
Yeah.
It's gonna be a heavy one.
Yeah. Cynthia, what do you think?
I mean, this part's all new to me. I won't lie. So I've just been trying to keep up. But yeah, the one thing that I did realize, like even going over the Marvel premiere, is the fact that Scott has missed out on a lot of time in Cassie's life. Because even in that book, he was prisoned away for a while and gets out, and then they get separated again because of her condition. So yeah, it's very touching because that father-daughter relationship's very important.
Well, that this storyline too, Cynthia, think of it like Romeo and Juliet. She thinks that he's gone. She thinks that he died in an explosion. So she fights with all of her might and ends up dying. So then he comes back and he feels like now that burden's on him because she's gone because she was fighting on his behalf. So it's really tragic.
Yeah, that is very tragic because he'll carry that with him.
Until 2014.
Right. There's always another chance in comics.
Well, it's Marvel. I mean, come on.
Nobody ever dies.
Nobody dies in Marvel. They always come back.
Important. If you guys can find a way to get a hold of this, I couldn't find any information on cover price. That's the pricing, but if you can go on,
I think it's cover price. You might find this for cover price. Yeah.
It's a good storyline. It fills in a lot, especially if you're a Scarlet Witch fan. There's so much in this.
And also how I think I was reading it was in this one. I can't remember that. But they don't know. I'm trying to remember because I was reading so much and now my stories are kind of mixing. I don't remember if it was on this one.
They're fighting Dr. Doom in this one.
Damn it! I'm I froze, right? But the speed in Whitcomb, he's our brothers or something like that. I think that they're discussing this. I'm not sure if it was on this one or the other one that I read. But they're I think we're the long missing kids from Wanda. So on Doctor Strange, how she's missing her kids. So who knows if this might tie in to that? I don't know. I'm just saying they just because of what they were talking.
But this technically is the death of Stature. This is where you see Stature, that storyline kind of stop. And then
8 or 9, I can remember,
Yeah, we'll continue on to the Astonishing Ant-Man. This is number 6 from 2015. This is when Cassie Lang comes back, but she has a different identity here. I felt like this was important to include. First of all, as a cover lover, I love the cover. I think this is so badass. I'm a fan of it. I think it's very well, and it really gets the point across to kind of show her immensity and how she is as this character. However, that's not why I included it. I included it because I think that Stinger is going to be the storyline they play off of in the movie. They might even, I'll let you guys talk about this, but they might even move backwards. Maybe they'll start with Stinger and move back to Stature. I don't really know. But this is the first appearance of Stinger as Cassie Lang. So when she comes back, essentially what happens is Dr. Doom is given an inversion spell and he's able to reverse the wrongs of his past, and he chooses his one opportunity to bring Cassie Lang back. Okay, Sarah. Sorry, I don't want to like rant for an hour.
Right? Like magic spell brings her back from the dead. Voila. See, comics, right? Yeah, I think they might go with Stinger because also like she looked up to Hope Van Dyne. So and that's the thing about Stinger, it's a mixture of Scott and the Wasp. So I think they might go that route. Just to give a little credit, Stinger, she actually adopted that name. And this was created by Nick Spencer, who is best known for the Image series Morning Glories and crossover Secret Empire. And then artist Anna Paolo Martello. So those are the two people that created Stinger for us. So yeah, I'm excited. I think either way, it's a new character in the MCU. I'm excited.
Lucy, anything we need to pause for before we go to Cynthia?
Yes, I want to say thank you to Red Hood. A round of applause. Thank you.
Our other fellow comic book women.
Yeah,
honorary
woman.
Forever.
Let's see. Happy Valentine's.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
I forgot it was Valentine's Day till it's like right now. Cynthia, what's your take here?
Well, I definitely am new to this part of her because I'm still getting used to Cassie Lang as Cassie Lang, and now she's Stinger.
Yeah, she goes from Stature to Stinger.
To Stinger. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, this one I literally I don't have any expertise on at all. So yeah, I would have to read some of her material on this, but I do like the cover. Now, like the foot thing, she's about to squash this lady.
And it kind of looks like her though.
It does.
Right?
It's like could that
herself?
be like is that like a previous version of herself? And she's like, you know what? I'm done with her, and I'm moving on to newer, bigger things.
Right. Now, why not make her brunette or something? Make her like just
right. another blondie. Yeah, no, I like this cover, and I'm assuming I think it's Brooks. I'm trying to see if I see his signature.
Oh, I did not look up.
I think it's Mark Brooks. Oh, it is. It is Mark Brooks. I see his signature.
Yeah.
I see his signature.
Brookish.
I knew he looked like him.
Well done.
I like the cover. I like this, and then it shows again her as being a giant. But I again, like Cynthia said, I haven't read this one, so I don't have much input on this. But school still kind of cheap to be the first appearance of Stinger. So
it's a good read. And yes, she had the opportunity to move away from the bug thing, but I could think her alternatives were Ant Girl and then Titan were one of them. And she's like, no, I'll go with Stinger. And then she ends up at this point kind of like pairing up with her dad. So it's kind
Which I like that name better than Stature. It's kind of it's a weird name.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really weird.
Yeah, I like
yours be, Lucy.
Huh?
What would your superhero name be?
I don't know.
Mamacita?
No.
Mamacita.
No,
You say it like a whisper.
No. Creepy.
That's creepy?
Yeah, I just like it. The thing is, because like in Mexico, like the cat, like, what do they call? What do you call it? Like when they're like cat calling, like the woman.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
like the way I can hear that nasty, like. Ugh. Thank you,
We'll go
Adam.
Mama Pizza.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. All right. Yeah. And if you guys have paid attention to the trailers that have been released, it does seem like the Quantumania outfit does reflect the same outfit from the Stinger comics, same character. So they're gonna build off of that storyline, or they're gonna go in reverse. That's my guess here. What do you think, Sarah?
I think they're gonna go full force with Stinger. I think it's just because, to be honest with you, like the whole stature kind of like, I don't know. That doesn't, like, giant man, that doesn't appeal to me. So I would and like in the movies, like he's like, yeah, Scott does, he's been giant man a couple of times, but not like primarily. So I think they're gonna stick with Stinger. Why do they both start with S's? Stinger, stature. Couldn't they come up with little B?
Cynthia, I saw up here you're going this weekend, it looks like.
Apparently. It was news to me, so surprise.
On Saturday you were going, and so
Thank you, Funhouse.
Oh my gosh, thank you, Funhouse.
Yeah.
We appreciate that so much. Guys, a friendly reminder, if you're not able to support the channel monetarily, we get that. Eggs are expensive right now. You can always just support by turning the show on and watching those annoying ads telling you that you can save money on your car insurance. That helps us. So either way, we appreciate it. Yeah, Cynthia, you got to text me and don't give me any spoilers, but tell me like thumbs up or thumbs down, because I don't know when I'll go to see this.
I'll definitely let you know, because Josh can vouch. I'm highly critical.
Are you?
I don't love everything I go see, and I'm very honest about it.
What do you think of the Eternals?
Okay, now the Eternals, unlike a lot of people that hated it, I loved Eternals. In my opinion, that was my favorite Marvel movie by far to date. And yeah, I fell in love with that movie.
I loved it too. Maybe not my favorite, but I loved it. And I think it got so hammered. After,
It
like,
did.
oh my
I
gosh,
was so sad. I was like, how? Like, why? But
I really liked it too. And then one of my favorite Korean actors is in it, Dong-ri. He is awesome. I love him. If you guys haven't watched, I'm always like raving about his movies. Cynthia, you need to watch them because they're so good. I will send you some. I send Sarah some of the to watch, and he is one of my favorite actors. So and obviously Salma Hayek was in it. Yeah.
And Angelina Jolie. I mean, I don't
care about her.
I think she's hot. You don't think she's hot?
She
Jon
back in the day for sure.
Snow was in it.
She's beautiful.
I think she's pretty. Yeah, she's pretty, but I'm not a fan.
So you pick Salma Hayek over Angelina Jolie?
Oh, yeah. 100 times. Yeah. Okay. Also, Team Jen. That's why.
All right. Yeah. Okay. There you go. Guys, before you head out, make sure that you give our sponsors Cover Price a shout out. Use code Nirvana14 for 30 days of unlimited membership.
She's trying to hate her open her mouth.
Why? What did I do? Why did I open my mouth, Lucy?
Huh?
What
were you saying?
Shots fired. Shots fired.
Right? Oh, because of Salma Hayek?
Yeah.
Who's hotter, Aunt? Salma Hayek or Angelina Jolie?
You.
Good answer.
I ain't about to overstep on Valentine's Day.
That's a perfect answer. Ooh, men take note
out of here.
Right?
Speaking of which, Bird City Comics is our sponsored retailers.
Yeah,
we have a new book coming out this Friday, so make sure you tune in to our Instagram. We'll be showing you guys a teaser tomorrow. Then the official cover reveal will be on Thursday. So, they call me Bruce.
Thank you, Bruce. Thank you. Plus.
Round of applause for They Call Me Bruce. That was a good answer. All right, that is it for us tonight. Girls, is there anything you guys want to add before we call it?
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day. And make sure you download the Bird City Comics app.
Oh yeah, we're on Google Play now. Before it was only iPhone, but now it's on both.
Awesome, perfect. So download the app, guys.
Yep.
Oh, kitty.
We will be back next Tuesday with another show for you guys. So if you enjoyed this, please give us a thumbs up, and better yet, leave a comment after the show so that we know and it helps the algorithm. All right, that's it for us tonight. You guys have a good night. Happy Valentine's Day. We'll see you next week.
Say bye.